You decide exactly what you want. And then you start to think. Now you're going to have thoughts come to your mind of why you can't get it. You have the ability in your conscious mind to reject that idea, kick it out of your mind. Thinking of why you can't do something is never going to do you any good. Keep thinking until you start to think of thoughts of how you can do it. The way will be shown to you. It comes in the form of images in our mind. Think of how you can, not why you can't. Just think of how you can. I would say before you get into that, you should get a good book and start to study it. Select a person who is already doing something that you'd like to do. Get to know that person. Go to the experts for advice. Don't ask the person next door, your mother, father, brother, or guy that works beside you, because they don't necessarily know. There's no point in asking a person how to earn a lot of money. They're earning $10,000 a year. They don't know. If they knew, they'd probably be earning a lot. Don't go to a sick doctor if you want to get healthy. You find someone that you can go to for advice. Get a real good book. Walk into that book and start to study it. I've had this one that looks like a Bible. This is Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. I've been reading this thing now for 23 years. I'll probably read it for another 23 years. I get another good book that I brought over here today. It's called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Dr. Joseph Murphy wrote this book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. And that's probably one of the best books that you're ever going to find. Because you're going to learn something about your mind when you read this book. I read a lot of books. I've got probably 1,000 books sitting in my den at home in my library. The one that I carry it everywhere I go, and I read it all the time, is Think and Grow Rich. Never stop reading it. I could probably recite it verbatim. The secret is, I once read in a book where it said, when you read a good book through the second time, you don't see something in it that you didn't see before. You see something in yourself that wasn't there before. When I read this, I create a greater awareness. The missing link in all systems of education known to civilization today may be found in the failure of educational institutions to teach students how to organize and use knowledge after they acquire it. We should understand the real meaning of the word educate. It's not going to a brick and mortar edifice for 25 years. That's gathering information. You'll probably develop your memory, but I would question how well you develop your mind. Now, he said the word education comes from the word Educo. It's derived from the Latin word educo, meaning to draw out or to develop from within. An educated person is not necessarily one who has an abundance of general or specialized knowledge. An educated person is one who has so developed the faculties of their mind that they may acquire anything they want or its equivalent without violating the rights of others. An educated person is the one that knows how to go and get what they want out of life without being selfish. I think we should forever be involved in research because learning is a lifelong process. You never stop learning. Education means to draw from within. We're drawing on an infinite source. We've got deep reservoirs of talent and ability within us. We can learn to do anything. We have phenomenal powers. If we used our body like we used our mind, we'd probably just move our little finger. Kids in school should be taught before the school year ever starts to sit down, given a blank report card, and get them to visualize the marks they want to get and write their own report card. This is before school starts. First week in school. Then the teacher should say, now I want you just to concentrate on how to get that mark, and I don't want you to think of why you can't. And I want you to form the attitude that you're going to get it. Now some people say that's not being realistic. That's being very realistic. That's following the success principles that go back 6,000 years in recorded history. That's how everything was accomplished. Where all greatness comes from. Greatness comes from fantasy. We can learn to do anything. We have phenomenal powers.